to the Info Arcade podcast for February 2018.
Oh boy.
Wow.
Woo!
Woo.
Don't we sound excited?
You know, it's been a weird month. A guy threw his personal car into space, so...
It's true.
I gotta love Elon Musk. He went from underground tunnels to hats to flamethrowers to literally pitching a car to literally pitching a car into orbit around the sun.
They're not flamethrowers.
They're torches.
Torches, quote unquote. So long as it has
That have 10 feet of range.
Yep, gotta have 10 feet of range.
As long as it doesn't shoot.
Unless you remove the compressor. Anyway, all right. We are here today. We have some topics for you guys. And first off, we're going to start off with our series, Patch Notes. Every week, you can submit to us, or every month you can submit to us on Patch Notes, and you can say, hey, do this better. And we'll say, okay. And you can say, don't do this, because it's garbage, and we'll say, okay. And we address it in the Patch Notes.
Unless we don't.
Unless it's just absolute bullcrap, and we know you're just trolling us, and we just toss those ideas in the garbage. We know who you are. Yes.
All four of you.
But for now, we're just going to talk about what's going on with the channel.
There's a lot going on with the channel.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, we're in growing stages.
We are in growing stages, but it all comes down to you, so make sure at the very end of listening to this podcast, or even right now while you hear it, make sure you go ahead and hit that like and share button, and hit that notification bell, because we always love it when you guys get involved in the community. You guys respond, you guys leave comments, and you share our work with others, because that means we're doing something right.
Please help. We need it.
We do. And we're going to reward you for it. But more importantly, we're actually planning on releasing a series of daily uploads or weekly uploads, so you guys get consistent amounts of content delivered to you guys, starting in the very first full week of March. That's right, on March I think it's the 5th? Yep, March 5th. We're going to start releasing our weekly Let's Plays and Versus. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We have some really fun Let's Plays. We just recorded some of those.
Oh, yeah, we are very bad at games.
Kirby's Dream Land 3 coming up in March, I believe, is when the first
March 5th,
comes out.
Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. We're releasing Let's Plays and Versus, so make sure you guys check that out. Also, to make sure we still continue to release a continuous stream of content, Tuesdays and Thursdays, we will be doing live streams for you guys to interact with us as we play.
Yo.
Going to cover a lot of different games, too.
Yeah, I've been trying to get more comfortable with streams. By the time this podcast comes out, we'll have already had a couple of Monster Hunter 3 streams.
Yep.
We've been playing around with multicasting, but it doesn't look like that's going to work for what we want it to do. We actually want to try to jump on the Facebook train, so most of our streams are probably going to be through that for now, until we can find another solution.
We currently have a bet going.
We do, actually. And we're not going to tell you what the bet is. It just basically has to do with what platforms you guys like the most. So if you guys want to do us a favor, what streaming platform do you guys like to watch? YouTube gaming, Facebook, or Twitch? You guys can leave a comment down below. And make sure you guys actually go watch us on those nights. What we're going to do is we're actually going to announce...
Hold on, you forgot the biggest, most important streaming platform, Mixer.
Oh yeah,
Microsoft Mixer.
Mixer.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will not be on Mixer. I
apologize. Mixer. You're in your sad little corner.
No, but E3, remember they were promoting it. #Mixer.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Okay, but anyway, if you guys wouldn't mind, make sure you go watch those streams on your favorite platforms. We'd love it. Make sure you share those too. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to cover games like PUBG, probably do some Monster Hunter, and maybe even some Sea of Thieves, possibly. I actually watched some of that today, some of the beta stuff. Hilarious.
Oh, yeah, I heard it's a lot of fun. The beta's this time around way better than the alpha.
It's more fun, I feel like, to watch than it is to play, because when you're actually like on the ship, it feels like you're doing chores.
Well, it's a build your own story type thing, and
right.
if you like that kind of game, it's about playing with your friends. So
exactly,
if you have friends to play with, it's
and
fun.
And for us, it's about playing with you guys in the community. You guys leaving suggestions and comments as we play, interacting with us. That's what we want from our live streams. So make sure you check it out. We're going to announce what we are doing as far as which platform we're going to be on, when and where, what time, etc. All on Twitter on Mondays. We're going to let you guys know, and we will also, if we are doing the streams live to YouTube, we will go ahead and post, hey, our live stream will be on YouTube. You guys can check us out at this time. So it'll send you guys a notification. So again, hit that notification bell. You guys will be the first to know when we're going to go live. on those live streams. But what is a live stream if we don't do some giveaways?
Well, live stream is... Oh, okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say... Okay, so here's my thing. Live streams are cool, right? Like, I love watching streamers and interacting. Yeah. But wouldn't it be cooler if they just gave away free swag?
Well, that would be pretty cool. I like free.
Yeah.
And also I like swag.
Free.
What kind of swag?
So, I have a... let's see. Gosh, man. I have so much free loot that I've gotten. That it's actually really good loot from my VIP pass at the GameStop Expo last year. As well as I've got a lot of stuff coming in from Loot Crate and Game Fuel and a lot of different really cool gamer items, as well as possibly some gift cards, maybe. Wow. Maybe.
Let's get up there and then we talk about it.
Here's what we're going to do. March 31st, giveaway stream. That's right. We're going to announce a time on March 31st that we're going to stream for several hours, and what we're going to do, it's going to start out with one giveaway for every 25 subs that we have added to our channel between now and the date of the stream. And as we do the stream and subs get added, every time we hit a 25 marker, whether it be 75 subs, 100 subs, as we grow 25 subs on our YouTube channel, by you guys watching, sharing, subscribing, what we're going to do is we're going to do giveaway every single time we hit another 25 subs added.
While supplies last.
While supplies last, it's true. Yep. But we do actually have something planned very special for when we hit that 250 sub mark and that 400 sub mark. You guys want to know what it is?
Yeah,
I do. Tell me. Well, I already know, but tell me anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not like you told us.
250 subs, we're going to give away a digital game currency gift card in the amount of about $60 to Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo, or Steam. That is a lot of gaming right there. Especially if you like indie games. That's a lot of indie games.
I like indie games. I spent all of last night after I finished a stream with some friends watching Ooblet dev vlogs. So
nice.
Oh my gosh.
Nice. So we're going to be doing that at 250 subs, and I don't know if we're going to do this. I'm kind of giving you guys a challenge right now to the community because we already have this. We're ready to give it away. But if you guys do it, this is a one-time offer. We can do it by March 31st. You guys. Today is the 15th of February. By the time this gets posted, could be like the 20th, 21st. All I'm trying to say is this: that's a month and a half. And if at the end of the month and a half you can get us to 400 subs, you guys are gonna have a chance to win a modded SNES Classic Mini that has over 125 SNES games. I think it's almost the entirety of the library.
125?
Yeah.
125.
Let's make it better. It also has Game Boy Advance games, so for you guys that don't want to pull up the Game Boy SP and have it constantly plugged in because your battery's bad.
Out your GameCube.
Or you want to pull out your GameCube and play on your
Game
Boy player.
Assuming the disc
you gotta
still works.
Get that player.
We all know those Game Boy player discs are scratched.
That actually did need a disc. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
That was very weird.
So, if you guys don't want to have to worry about that, you just want to play off HDMI on your SNES Mini, you can, because this is going to have some, it's going to have a majority of all the Pokemon Game Boy Advance games on it.
Oh, yeah.
So, that is courtesy of a couple of friends of mine that are really talented with mods. And I have one myself. You've seen us. You will see us stream with it. If you want to kind of see what the interface looks like, we actually do a Let's Play on it for Kirby and for Street Fighter.
Yeah, and Diddy Kong Racing. Wait, no, we ended up not doing that.
Don't get... Okay. I have a rant, but I won't talk about it. All I will say is this. All hail Diddy Kong Racing. Greatest kart racer ever. And for the love of God, Rare.
I don't know. All I saw was a blue screen.
Nintendo.
Yeah, I think that we really need to blow in the cartridge harder.
I took it back actually because the cartridge.
Yeah, you probably.
I'm gonna get another cartridge, and we're gonna freaking do a Diddy Kong Racing Let's Play because by God, that is one of my favorite games.
You just get the next cartridge.
Did I tell you that was actually my first Nintendo 64 game?
No, that explains it.
That explains a little bit of it.
That does explain.
You just get a new cartridge.
So
and
again,
the entire
mine is
system starts
Snowboard
on
Kids
fire.
too.
Dude, that's a damn good game.
Not my first game. My first one was actually, I think, Army Men Sarge's Heroes.
Oh, nice. Classic.
I'm pretty sure my first one was Pokemon Snap.
We could... do I still have it? We can
do a Pokemon Snap Let's Play. We have that too.
Yeah, we do have Pokemon Snap.
Pokemon Snap's awesome.
Yeah.
That'd be
but
a nice,
hey,
relaxing one.
those are ideas that you guys can suggest. If you guys want to see us play certain games, if you guys want to see certain things in our Let's Plays, let us know. give us a comment below.
Yeah.
But to sum up everything for the patch notes, real quick, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Let's Plays or Versus videos going to be put up on our YouTube channel. Tuesdays and Thursdays, we have live streams. Those are going to be announced every Monday as far as time and place and what streaming platform we're going to be on. And then lastly, our giveaway stream, March 31st. You guys do not want to miss it. So go ahead, get started now in sharing and letting your friends know about our channel. Because like I said, every time we hit that 25 new sub marker in increments of 25, we're going to do a giveaway. We're already really close to 50 subs, so once we hit 50 subs, that's already 2 giveaways right off the bat. Get us to 100, get us to 200. That's just more to give away. And like I said, challenge issue to you guys. We get to 250 or 400 subs, we have those big prizes in the digital game currency gift card of your choice as the winner, or at 400 subs, the modded SNES Classic Mini with over 125 titles. So that is it, and now we're going to move on to 1-Ups and Blue Shells. Stick with us. We'll be right back.
Can I actually take a break? I want to go get some water.
Welcome back to the Info Arcade February podcast.
Yo.
We are about to do our favorite segment, 1-Ups and Blue Shells.
Yeah.
Yay.
1-Ups, where we give kudos basically to our favorite things happening in gaming, and Blue Shells is big F you and middle finger to things we dislike.
Woohoo.
To put it nicely. Anyway, so we have a couple of 1-Ups for you. Who would like to start? Anybody?
I mean, you wrote down 3 things on the list, so go for it.
Okay.
So everybody remembers...
Or sorry, 2 things on the list.
Everybody remembers Agents of Mayhem, the spin-off title to the widely popular Saints Row series.
Widely.
Well, no, Saints Row is very popular.
No, Saints Row is. Agents of Mayhem is not.
Agents of Mayhem did not do well. However, a board game is being kickstarted for Agents of Mayhem, and it seems to actually take the spirit of Saints Row and put it into board game form, because this thing's absurd. All right.
Can you hit people with giant purple things?
Giant purple dildos? I don't think they included Dildo Bat with the copy of the game, but it's a multi-story or multi-level board game with destructible environments and persistent storytelling through multiple gameplay. It's pretty crazy. Somebody would make something like this. Apparently, it's going through Kickstarter right now. It actually has an option to fund the game through, or if you pay a certain amount, you reach one of the tiers on there through Kickstarter, right? Yeah. Where you get a copy of Agents of Mayhem. Out of the 1,700 backers currently, how many do you think have paid for this to get Agents of Mayhem for free?
Exactly 36.
2,000?
37.
Hey, I was one off.
Oh.
37.
Yeah.
Nobody
likes Agents of Mayhem.
It's not too good for the brand, but at least it's salvageable through this board game. I'm very excited to play. I know it's only tangentially video game.
No, that's not tangential at all. That's a board game by a video game, regardless of how bad the video game turned out to be.
So, 1-Up to their ambitious work in progress.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I mean, woo! Multi-level, probably not chess, but looks like 3D chess.
All right. 1-Up to Bayonetta for outselling the Wii U version of Bayonetta 1 and 2 before launch. Bayonetta on Switch is already projected to have way more copies, and I think it does if you just add up all the pre-orders. It launches this week.
Okay, I hadn't heard about that. I hadn't played Bayonetta 1 and 2, so I hadn't been paying attention to anything.
Yep, they just announced it like 2 days before its launch that it's already outsold the Wii U version.
I mean, I've played both of them.
Well, that's not surprising, actually, if you think about it.
Yeah.
I've played both of them, so I can say that they're definitely both great games. I absolutely love the series, and I can't wait for the third one, but it doesn't surprise me that it outsold the Wii U version, because the Wii U version had a way smaller market than the Switch market currently does. That, and you can just save $10 getting both big games by getting the physical copy for some reason. I'm still kind of confused as to why that is, but whatever, it works.
Hey, people want it on the go, man. They want it on the Switch.
Yeah.
They want it on the Switch.
Yeah, man. Everyone wants everything on the Switch.
Since I haven't played the first 2 games, do they include the first 2 games on the Switch, or is it only...
It's 1 and 2 combined.
Yeah. 1 and 2 and 3?
It's 1 and 2. 3 is coming later. And one of them is actually physically on the cartridge. The other one is available for free as a digital download.
Correct.
When you purchase the game.
Okay, cool.
So Nintendo and Sony also get 1-ups because it looks like if things go like they did last year, based on this, they are going to have a very big E3. You guys are probably like, Jaden, what are you talking about? It's way too early. It's February. That's not till June. How do you know?
It's never too early.
Oh, no, it's never too early to talk about E3. It's like Christmas time for us gamers. You know it.
No,
anyway.
We talk about E3 the day after E3 happens.
Yeah.
It's real easy to do.
Yep. Anyway, so for E3, they always will release their expo floor plan kind of in a giant chart and show you where everything's going to be mapped out and how much space each allocated vendor and company gets. Microsoft is always really, really teeny tiny in some other building. But just like last year, it looks like Nintendo and Sony are going head-to-head at it again, right next to each other in the middle of their building, and they have the 2 largest sections, which tells me one thing if we can base it on last year, and that is a lot of exclusives, a lot of announcements, and a lot of playable games for Nintendo and Sony this year at E3.
And you're surprised about this? Why?
I'm not. I'm giving them 1-ups because I like it.
Okay, cool. 1-ups for continually doing what everyone does should do.
Never change, Nintendo. Never change.
Well,
they never
really
will.
Excited for it anyway.
Well, hey, and I'm excited to see what Sony has to offer. I mean, last year I actually personally thought it was pretty lackluster outside of... Just because a lot of the stuff they talked about was stuff we already knew about, like God of War and Detroit Becoming Human. For the love of God, please release that game.
Have fun with that. They're currently in hot water.
Yeah, I just want to play that game.
I can only care so much about them. Neither of them have gleamy Shrumbos.
All I'm going to say is this. Nintendo and Sony get 1-ups. That's it.
Only you care about that.
I know. I feel like I'm the only one. It makes me
Ooblets.
sad. It looks so fun. I want it. I want it in my game library.
Ooblets everywhere.
On my computer. I'll stream it the moment I get it. Anyway. Also, speaking of indie games.
Oh, yes.
Back in 2013, there was a group of people who decided that they wanted to make a My Little Pony Fighting is Magic fan game.
Nice.
Of the then incredibly popular My Little Pony.
And
not that it's still
they got shut the heck down.
Well, of course it got shut down. Every fan project gets shut down. So they built this whole fighting game, and they showed it off, and it got shut down, as all of them do. However, one of the, I believe it's one of the lead artists of My Little Pony, quit Hasbro, and contacted this group of people and was so impressed with their project that they said, hey, you know what? Here's what we can do. I like your game. I will design for you a set of legally distinct characters for you to put into this still quadruped based fighting game.
It looks so good.
And now it's called Them Fightin' Herds, and it's, I think, releasing, or is already released.
I'm pretty sure it's releasing. I'm not sure. But, like, the second Blake showed me this, I was so into it, because it has kind of a similar aesthetic to My Little Pony.
Because it's by the same artist.
But it is by the same artist. But it looks so much cooler than I thought it would.
The main character's an alpaca.
It's a fighting game with quadrupeds. And that is weird that is unique. I'm surprised.
And a unicorn, and I think a donkey, or more. I'd have to go back and look.
Just quadruped. Just say quadruped. It goes over all of it.
Yeah, it looks really cool. You should go check it out. I mean, honestly, it looks really good. It's like Skullgirls level polish.
Yeah.
On the 2D sprite animation there, it's worth checking out. All right, so that's it. 1-up to those guys.
Yeah.
Speaking of polish, holy lord, there are new Amiibo coming out, and I'm excited.
Hooray.
Well, for 2 of them and not one of them, because one of them is just kind of weird. Like, the 2 that are coming out...
The whole movie is weird, let's admit it.
Movie?
Ryan Reynolds? Yeah.
It's not... It's a game.
And it's a movie.
Is it? Wait, they're making a Detective
They're making
Pikachu
a movie.
You
Yes.
didn't know about the...
I did not know about the movie.
There's a
I
movie.
knew
about
Ryan
the
Reynolds,
game.
Ryan Reynolds plays Detective Pikachu.
I pine for Danny DeVito.
We're
Anyway.
going to have to sit you down and have you watch...
I don't want to... Well, actually, that sounds like worse ways to spend the day exist, but whatever. For the
movie's
polish...
not out. It's coming out in English. In theaters.
For the polish...
It's a theatrical release.
Can I talk?
No.
We'll show you the trailer later. Go ahead.
Good lord. Okay, for the polish, my god, the two new idols from Splatoon 2, Pearl and Marie, they are both getting amiibos and they look absolutely fantastic. They remind me of the quality of the original Squid Sister amiibos, which were kind of a step above usual amiibos in terms of it. But the other one I want to talk about is the Detective Pikachu amiibo, which is weird for no reason. Like, okay, if they
What do you
just...
mean for no reason? You said you explained the reason.
No. It just seems like this shouldn't need to happen. But, like, okay, when I first heard that there was a Detective Pikachu amiibo, I just assumed, okay, cool, there's a little amiibo with the Pikachu with a detective hat on, whatever. Then I look at it and I notice it's $30. And I didn't understand why it was $30. So when I went into my GameStop, or local GameStop, to pre-order something, I asked them why it was so pricey, and they were like, oh, because it's like double the size of a regular amiibo, and
like
no one can explain
amiibo.
why. It's the size of the Guardian amiibo, and I asked them to explain why it was so big, and the explanation given to me was they assumed that, like, the hole that's dug out for, like, the open mouth that's in the Detective Pikachu would have been too difficult to mold in a smaller amiibo. So they just, like, multiplied the size of it until it became, like, moldable to, you know, do that. And I don't know what to think.
I think it's
like...
a premium large amiibo. Why wouldn't you want a large Pikachu?
Everyone loves Pikachu.
I will be honest, I wouldn't mind having it, but I would hate having it if I had an actual, just regular Smash Pikachu amiibo sitting right next to it, because they're two different sizes. And that would be somewhat irritating.
You could call it a Pikachu huge.
Yeah. It's Pika huge. Pika huge.
I'm going to call that a stretch.
I give a blue shell to that joke.
Okay, speaking of...
Takes us to our blue shells.
I'm going to open it up again.
Yeah.
Just jumping from one up to a blue shell. Atari.
Oh, God.
What is wrong with you?
Blue shell to Atari. Big blue shell.
So, okay. This
Empty
takes
shambling husk of Atari.
so much... Well, I'm actually not sure if it'll take so much explanation, but it feels like it's going to, because this is the stupidest scam I've ever seen anyone pull. So, recently they announced that they wanted to bring Roller Coaster Tycoon, or a version of Roller Coaster Tycoon, to the Nintendo Switch.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I love Roller Coaster Tycoon.
Dude, that's one of
But
my
you
favorite
said
games.
But wait, what version of Roller Coaster Tycoon are we talking about?
I actually didn't even bother looking it up because the rest of this is too ridiculous.
Here, no, let me tell you.
I think it's like 1 and 2.
It's not.
Okay.
It's the one that's currently available on Android devices.
Okay, so it's a port of a phone game, and to top this off,
to the Switch.
The mini transaction like piece of crap that's on your phone.
That one, yes.
So.
Oh God.
And when you go to their not Kickstarter, is it Indiegogo? Is that what it is?
I think it might be an Indiegogo.
Okay, when you go to their crowdfunding page for this project, you can't help but notice one of the primary donation little notches that you can click off is for $750. And this $750 donation to this port of an Android game gets you a 25% discount off of the price of the game itself.
Wait, you said how much do you have to put in to get a 25% discount?
$750.
$750 gets you a 25% discount off the base price of one copy of the game.
What would you have to have? Come on. You have to have like a character like created after you, or get to like actually meet the people who are making this game, or at least like have your name like in a list of credits that says how much you donated to
you
them.
get a t-shirt?
I don't even know if they do that. No, it literally just states get 25% off of the game's price. So in other words, they're porting this crummy little like shell of a Roller Coaster Tycoon game, most likely I want to say with all of the like free economy-based microtransactions intact, and you only get 25% off for giving $750 for it.
So why would I give $750?
You shouldn't, and this is doomed to fail because this is the worst,
We looked at the
scummiest thing I have ever heard of a video game
we looked at
company
the YouTube
doing.
video earlier
Oh,
on the
God.
official Roller Coaster Tycoon YouTube page. What was the like to dislike ratio again?
It was like it hadn't even broken 1,000 likes, but it had 3,000 dislikes, I believe.
Wow.
It was like 300 likes or something like
Yeah,
that.
it was some kind of insignificant number because people rapidly, because they don't tell you this in the video. No, you have to go to the actual page on the crowdfunding, whatever it is. I'm 90% sure it's
Well, I mean,
Indiegogo.
it's bad just as it is. First of all, I mean, it's a cheap blue screen effect that they're using to get people.
Yeah, no,
with-
and that's the
with
other
poorly-
thing. The production of the commercial itself was so bad. Like, it opens up with this guy that you don't know who he is, and he's like,
There's
hey.
no music, I don't think.
No, there's no music. He's just like, hey, I'm with Atari. You probably heard of us.
Probably. You
I'm
people remember
just-
Atari, right?
And I'm just
We made
like,
these games. Please remember us.
like, okay.
Do you remember Centipede? Gods, please.
Atari is like one of the most obscure video game creators I think that
It's not
exists
true.
currently. Is
It's
like
not true
for
at
me
all.
that it's what it feels like. Like even though
It's
that
not
they're
even close
still
to true.
going and they're still like very historically relevant, currently it seems like they're just
Well,
it's
it's not
just
the
kind
same-
of sad.
It's not the same Atari. That's the
Yeah,
thing.
it's a worse Atari. It's not the Atari that made like Centipede and all that.
It's not the Atari that made Centipede or the original Roller Coaster Tycoon games or any of that.
Well, wait, who are these posers?
Well, Atari went bankrupt several years back, and they are bought by some other entity that is claiming to be Atari.
So that's why the last couple Roller Coaster Tycoon games have sucked.
It's part of it. Their
I
main
mean,
goal,
yeah.
that, and then Alone in the Dark had a release a while back, which Jim Sterling did a video on.
Alone in the Dark.
Yeah, Alone in the Dark
do
is
not
another
remember
Atari
this.
property. It was apparently an awful shovelware game.
Oh, okay.
Basically, what the point of Atari?
Oh, wait,
Stated
no.
goal of
I
Atari.
remember this.
Yeah.
I remember this. That oh my
Stated
God.
goal of Atari, of this current Atari, is to make money off of nostalgia, and they're not really interested in making good games. They're a publishing house, so they rent out these properties to studios, but they don't have high standards for their studios that they're paying to do these projects.
How's the
as I
Atari box
understand it.
going?
We don't know. Do we know anything more about the Atari box than we did last time? You said you were talking about it a little bit
It's
before the
probably a Kickstarter that's probably never going to happen because, first off, where are these developers that Atari needs? And why am I going to pay $300 for
It's an
an
emulator.
over-glorified emulator box? I can play old Atari games.
Oh, did they
Well, no, here's the
actually
thing,
announce it was
like-
300?
Yeah, it's like
Atari's-
$300.
Atari's
Oh God, that's dreadful.
Atari sold a lot of emulator boxes and done very well on this.
Yeah, except those are like $30 and you can just
Yeah,
get them
the-
off the shelf at the checkout at the gas station.
Yeah, they're
but this
plug
one's
and play
Wi-Fi
systems.
Oh.
Wait, what?
So the Wi-Fi chip is $260.
Yeah, probably.
I apologize. Did you just say that
They
this
are-
emulator
okay.
has a Wi-Fi chip in it?
It's not an
Why?
emulator.
It's not strictly
It's
an
it's
emulator.
actually a console. That's the main intent.
It's a
but because
console
Oh.
that you can buy emulation ROMs off of.
yes,
Oh, okay. No,
so
no, wait a
it's
minute.
got the power
So
of
wait.
an Xbox One.
I
It's got
think
the power
I-
of an
It's
Ouya.
got the graphic capability and HDMI ports and Wi-Fi and wireless controller capability, but
I think I have misunderstood this entire time. So I assumed that it was like in the same vein as the NES and the SNES minis.
no.
No,
I didn't know it was an
Well,
Atari is doomed.
I can't blame you for thinking that it
No,
was like
I
those.
thought that seemed like the route to go.
Yeah.
Why would they do this?
Well,
this
that's
is
because,
ridiculous.
You know, they've done that for a long time.
I don't
They've
even
made
know
those.
anyone who's like that into Atari to want to buy something like this. For the love of God, that's
Yeah, they
like
wanted to
half of an actual arcade cabinet, which is pretty cool to own.
Yeah, bro, console.
Oh, that's so bad. I know, I've seen that. No, I thought that was an emulator. It looked so half-baked that I thought it was just like a
An
little
Atari
tiny
emulator?
thing. Yeah.
An Atari emulator with
Yeah.
HDMI out port that doesn't. They don't have any games that, as far as I know,
The,
HDMI out.
the NES and the SNES minis both have HDMIs.
Yeah, but they have. That's just because. Well,
Well-
okay, I guess that makes sense.
There you go. Oh, but anyway, speaking of complete lack of corporate interests, hey, Hawaii really is on point with their lawmaking.
Yeah, so blue shell to everyone in the corporate interest of loot boxes, aka no luau for loot boxes for you.
Is that racist?
Yes.
Slightly.
How's that racist?
I don't know.
Anyway, moving on. So it's proposed
No
laws
loot
by.
boxes, no
Stop.
loot boxes for you.
Okay, if it wasn't racist then, it was racist now.
It's not
Okay.
racist.
No, it's okay. Now,
It's mostly a joke.
okay, but yeah, blue Shelly's. Well, so here's the situation. It's proposed legislation by, I believe, some state senators. And there's two different paths that they're planning on taking with this. Either they take the route that China's taken, where companies have to disclose that they have loot boxes and what the odds are for those loot boxes if they have them in the game.
Yep.
Or the other option was, I believe, to make games that have loot boxes only purchasable with a photo ID and people above the age of 18 or something like that.
I don't think it was an either or. I think both of them were up for it.
No, I'm against the second one, but I'm for the first one.
I mean, honestly, I don't really like loot boxes right now. At least the situation it was in. I'm very much in the camp of like, okay, I liked the way it was set up in Overwatch, but games like Battlefront and Destiny and like a multitude of others have just really flubbed it so heavily this year that it's become evident that this is an extremely annoying problem. So I personally, I support both of these. Like the idea that you have to be of a certain age, like a legal mature age to even purchase loot boxes would be great. And the fact that you display very forthfront to like parents who would consider buying this for people who are like under their age or under the age they specify, like to warn them that there's loot boxes in it. I think both of them are fantastic ideas.
I think as long as they're not items that are, you know, additive to the game in any other way than cosmetic, it's mostly fine. But
So
I
no
do
pay
want
to win.
them. I don't want pay to win. I don't want. I want them to disclose the rates. I think that's all they really need to do. If the rates are disclosed, and then we have that, the rest of it, I think the market can decide on. We can do capitalism to this kind of stuff.
In my personal opinion, if you want to know my opinion on the whole loot box thing, I'm really more open for a free market and letting them sell and do whatever they want. But at some point, I feel like you're going to have to crack down on it in some way. Maybe when it comes to the purchase of loot boxes, they need to make sure that they can make it to where, like, hey, we know you're of X age and this is your, in fact, debit card and not your parents' debit card. Because that's where a lot of this legislation is coming from, is apparently kids are going into their mommy and daddy's wallets and pulling out debit cards and buying loot boxes for things, and they don't like it.
Well, there's only so much you can do about bad parenting.
It's also in regards to people with gambling addictions, which I've actually read up on this quite a bit, especially in light of like the whole EA fiasco and even just this entire last year basically. But people with gambling problem have a distinct issue with things that have loot boxes because, you know, they have a gambling problem. And although it's yet to have been officially determined whether or not loot boxes are gambling, like in legal definition of it, it's borderlining to that point because some people spend a lot of money on this to the point that it's an actual like problem for their own lives. So there are a lot of reasons why loot boxes are not good, especially predatory actions taken by loot boxes. So again, I support like reining this in. And
Gotcha.
this it also seems very like tame and responsible. Now that I think of it, like a lot of people were just like, just ban loot boxes, and I'm like, no, just limit
No, I don't think
who
loot
can
boxes
get
need to be
them.
banned. Well, I have a vested interest in this because, actually all of us do because we like trading card games. And,
True.
Well, if loot boxes get banned, I mean that's basically the same thing what a card pack is.
No.
Things like Hearthstone,
No.
or Magic the Gathering Arena, or
the difference between loot boxes and a card pack is you are paying for a physical item with the card pack.
Oh, I'm not talking about those. I'm talking about Hearthstone MTG Arena.
Okay.
Shadowverse.
I see what you're talking
Gwent.
about.
Skyrim.
Here's the thing.
Elder Scrolls.
I think we wait and see what happens with this bill in Hawaii. I mean, it just has been introduced.
RuneScape Legends.
It's just been introduced, and so I think we just kind of wait and see what happens. Personally, I don't think there's really any way for them to like crack down on it. It's gonna be tough, but I guess we're going to find out. So
does Hand of Fate count as a trading card game?
What's Hand of Fate?
Oh, you don't know about Hand of Fate? Wow. Okay, I'll show you later.
Okay.
Audience, go look it up. If you don't know what it is, it's a real cool game. They just made the sequel. Fixes a lot of problems with the first games as far as combat goes.
Wait, is that the one that has the advertisements going around
it's
on YouTube?
It's the one where you're on the edge.
Animation?
You're on the edge of the universe and you are playing against a guy who has a deck and you are playing against him in a game. A game of fate and fortune.
Are we advertising for them?
I like this game. I don't want people to buy it.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen.
That's One Ups and Blue Shells.
That's One Ups and Blue Shells. I guess we're going to take a quick little intermission here, and then we're going to get to our party chat section where we're going to talk about a whole lot of cool stuff. Why is there a new Nintendo 64 game coming out? Find out here in a couple, whatever the amount of time the intermission lasts is. Bye.
I love parties.
There's also a giveaway. And guys, it has come to that part of the show. We're starting to close things down with Party Chat. It's an open forum where we talk about all the other topics we want to discuss and kind of just a discussion type scenario and setting. And feel free to interact with us in the comment section down below. Let us know your thoughts on the opinions that we're dropping in and let us know yours. We'd love to hear from you. So, who would have thought 2018 would be the year that we get an N64 title, cartridge and all, added to its library?
Yeah, that's pretty weird. I mean, I've heard of games being made for the Dreamcast, but they're unofficial, and that's because the Dreamcast DRM is literally just the format for the disc.
Yeah.
This is different. This is an N64. This is sanctioned by Nintendo, right?
I don't even know if it has to be. Does it have to be approved by Nintendo?
So
It has to have the
this
Nintendo
is an
seal of
official
approval on it.
title. It is a whole new retro beat being introduced. It is actually a platformer that was released in the good old PlayStation days, but now we're seeing it come to the N64. It is 40 Winks. And you're probably like, what the crap is that? And Googling it right now. It basically looks like a claymation style action game.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And it actually, like I said, there's probably playable ROMs out there online of the PlayStation version. So you can go give that a good old looky there. But it actually looks pretty interesting. The fact that they are actually going in and what they did was they went in and said, hey, we're going to go ahead and put this on Kickstarter and try to make this. And it has caused quite the uproar. Like
Uproar?
Uproar?
Well, not. I say uproar is a bad term because it sounds negative. Let's just say it's gotten a lot of attention. So much attention, in fact, that it actually was approved. It did go through its Kickstarter, and now it is officially coming to the N64. The same developer.
Move over, Mario.
Watch out, man. That was actually the. Wow, that's pretty funny. Wow. Taipaico, the developer of the game, is the company that basically has picked up and decided to go ahead and release this Pico Interactive. They took to Kickstarter and they were able to actually achieve, after just a day, their modest goal of $20,000. They smashed that thing to pieces. They have $28,000 raised. And so they're actually thinking about trying to release a special N64 controller as an unlock if they can reach 60,000. So think about this: if they hit $60,000 in funding, when you purchase the game, you'll get a 40 Winks N64 controller.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Hey, we could use another N64 controller.
Yeah.
I mean, I find it kind of interesting that 40 Winks is getting an N64 release like on the actual console. But for some reason, it doesn't surprise me because I've already seen several things make the leap to it. Like, they've already remade, what was it? Street Fighter 2 got remade for a special 30th anniversary edition, got re-released on the Super Nintendo.
Oh yeah, the red cartridge.
Yeah, the red cartridge.
I heard about that, but
and like
that's a game that already existed.
I know, but it's kind of.
But so did this, technically, just on a different console.
Yeah, this is just a port to the N64, but it's kind of interesting because it makes me wonder if this is going to become like a trend to like port games from like general like to make games and then have it ported to cartridges.
That's funny you mentioned that, right? Because that's what we're really starting to see as a trend. I mean, you think about it, Virtual Console, as we know it currently, has been replaced by these Classic Edition mini systems where you can actually feel and hold the actual size of the OG controllers from the NES and the Super Nintendo. And even though it's like that thing that you play for one day and then put on your shelf, it's the thing that everybody's buying and they're selling out of. And it's that nostalgia factor that is really driving sales. I really think that. So can you imagine like how cool it would be to like walk out to your mailbox? I mean, I get excited for Loot Crate every month. Imagine how you would feel like just walking out and being like, oh, hey, I'm getting an N64 game. Oh, it's brand new, and it's still in the OG box, and I'm pulling it out of my mailbox. Like, that just sounds cool.
Yeah, like, got a mint condition N64 game here.
Yeah, like...
You know.
Like, what?
Never casual. Super casual.
I mean, I don't know. I wish that I could have been a little bit older in the 90s to actually really, truly enjoy the N64 era. Because it was one of the greatest generations of gaming for a long time.
Yeah, I remember it distinctly too.
I got one like a year or two after it came out.
I mean, I got one.
That's the one that's sitting over there.
Yeah, I got one.
Both of those controllers.
Yeah, I got one the year it came out too.
With the sticky buttons.
Yeah.
Oh, it does now. It didn't when it back then.
But all I'm trying to say is, I think that would have been really cool. I mean, and now we live in an age where we can buy new N64 games and we can buy them on Amazon, which is crazy.
True.
We can have them mailed to us. It's amazing. It's like Christmas time. So anyway, we thought that was interesting. Wanted to talk about that. If you guys are interested in learning a little bit more, go check out 40 Winks on Google and check it out with all of your latest and greatest Nintendo news companies. Speaking of Nintendo news, this got announced literally the day after we recorded the last podcast. So we're a little late to the party on this.
Yup.
You probably already heard this, but we're going to talk about it because we haven't gotten to talk about it on an open forum like the podcast. But Nintendo has announced their online service for the Nintendo Switch will officially launch in September, meaning you have to start paying monies to play online with friends starting in September. But we also don't know anything about it.
A whole $20.
Well, yeah, it's $20 a year.
Yeah.
That's it. So it's not that much. It's literally 4 cups of coffee that you're giving up for the entirety of the year.
Well, I'd like to reiterate, if you're a Pokemon player, it's 5 cups of coffee.
Oh, yeah, because you got to pay that you got to pay that extra $5 for that Pokemon bank. You know they're going to swing that in there or something.
You got to get it.
Don't lose your Pokemons. Pay that $5 ransom or else they get lost. They sleep with the fish forever.
I think you made that joke last podcast.
No, I think Jaden did.
Or one of you did.
No, I think it was during the Hypecast that never happened.
Maybe.
That's where it was. Anyway, so Nintendo online service, we want to know more about you. And if I'm making a theory, tell me what you guys think about this.
Yeah.
But if I'm making a theory or opinion on this, Nintendo is going to come out on E3 really heavy on this and show this because this is only a couple months before its official launch.
Yeah.
But I think they're going to show it off. They're going to probably announce Virtual Console in lieu with it. And say, hey, we have Virtual Console available. It's going to be like a streaming platform, kind of like Netflix, but for Virtual Console games. This is just kind of my theory and the way I see games going. Like, you look at PlayStation doing this and now Xbox doing this with their programs, and I could totally see Nintendo adopting something like that for Virtual Console.
It makes a lot of sense for them to release or announce Virtual Console this year.
Yeah.
Which is exactly why I think they're not going to do it.
Yeah, it's true.
Like, I'll go ahead and add a third, like, whatever metaphor, insert metaphor here. But I think that they're going to release it. I think they're going to have Virtual Console, but I don't think it's going to be any different than other Virtual Consoles. I think it's just going to be legitimately a pay service for, meeting people up, and then you get, like, maybe a free game or something, like a free NES game or whatever per month or every other month or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, but that's already a thing.
I know, but I don't see them doing like any kind of a games now service. I don't. For some reason, to me, that doesn't
You don't think they're
sound.
gonna let you
But
purchase old games?
here's the
No.
thing.
Like I'm talking like a streaming library, like PlayStation.
These
Now
are the
or
things that are going to get people excited about it. Like, oh, hey, I understand I'm paying to help maintain and do maintenance on servers and make sure that I can play games effectively online and there won't be a huge amount of lag. Like, I get why they are charging for it, but at the end of the day, the things we're talking about right now are just things to get people hyped up for actually paying for the service. Like, one of the things that I really want to see is so basic, but it's so essential, and that's like in-game party chat, like being able to like play Splatoon or Mario Kart, whatever, have a party chat menu that I can manage, and we can be playing the same game or different games. And I feel like that really kind of flopped with Splatoon and like the mobile app, and so I'm hoping we see a bounce back recovery. But here's my theory: E3, they're gonna show it off. People are gonna get really excited, but they're gonna have to have a beta window, and they're either gonna say, "Hey, beta starts today. You guys can go check it out now," or it's gonna be like, "Hey, beta starts in a month. You guys can start kind of getting to understand what experience is to be expected. It's gonna be 100% free until September." And you guys can kind of help us test this thing out and figure out what tweaks we can make to make this service and this platform better and actually worth your $20 a month. I think that's what we're going to see. I know we're probably going to talk about it at E3. It's just too big not to talk about.
I think they're going to announce at E3, and the first game that's going to be available for Nintendo Virtual Console is a GameCube edition of Death Stranding.
Yes.
There you go.
I believe Blake is correct.
Yeah, absolutely.
And right after that, we're going to get, was it Smash Project M? Just an official Nintendo license.
Yeah, right.
Here's one thing I do want to kind of talk about this before we move on.
Hold on, sorry. Is it weird that I think that the fact that they would license Project M, they would pay the people who made it to create a Project M as a Virtual Console game? I think that's more absurd than the idea that Hideo Kojima will go back and make a GameCube version of his Death Stranding game. And then re-release it on the Switch.
At this point, Hideo Kojima could basically just make his own
He can do whatever he wants.
He can come out with his own console and say, hey, Death Stranding is the only game on this console. And it would make just as much sense as Death Stranding currently does.
It's true. Which is not...
Called the Strandbox.
Strandbox.
Anyway, this is the biggest thing.
Game.
This is the biggest thing I want to talk about with the Nintendo Switch Online thing is
that
the launch
made me worried that
timing.
That's real. that sounded like something that could happen. Oh my god.
Why September though? Why September?
Right before the holidays.
Is it though? Because to me, before the holidays, like October, November.
They want to. It's because they want to.
I'm telling you guys. They are releasing a game in September that is going to be a thing that makes you want to say, all right, this is online multiplayer. I need this game online in September. I'm paying for it.
They want it to be a surprise for Green Day, so that's why they're doing it in September.
Here's what you don't want to do. You don't want to launch the service and then have people not pay for it for 2 months. Like, let's say Pokemon, which is another topic we're going to get to in a minute.
Yep.
But let's say Pokemon is coming out in November.
Yeah.
Okay? Has a 2018 release.
Makes
There's
sense.
no other online multiplayer games coming out between September and Pokemon. Literally, you just open up the platform for 2 months, and there's not really a reason for anyone to pay to play online. I mean, if I want to play Mario
there
Kart...
are other Pokemon players.
No, I'm saying there won't be for the 2 months until Pokemon comes out.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
So I'm saying what you do is you say, look, we want people to see how good the service is day one, so we're releasing a game day one to indoctrinate everyone who wanted to play the game. Think about this. Once you're bought into something, the better you enjoy the benefits, the less likely you're going to leave.
I could actually, that would make them memorable.
And if they do, the PlayStation Now thing, because they've mentioned this before, right? They said, oh, you're going to get so many games per month. Like Super Nintendo, NES games with online features. They talked about that last year even. That is confirmed. Yeah. We are seeing that coming to the online service. which means you're gonna get a list of games. But if you don't subscribe in that month, you're losing all progress.
Well, yeah, it's the
you're
same
gonna miss out on those games. You're not gonna be able to get those back.
I don't think they're gonna do that.
That's what they said. They said those games go away.
Oh, you meant okay. You meant
so if they didn't change that and those games actually do go away every month, then you're missing out on the opportunity to play those games. Or what they're gonna say is, look, you get to gather a library. You get to keep the games as long as you're subscribed, but you don't get games that have been released prior. You only get games from the month you start and so forth. So if you start when it comes out,
it's a payment, lose your progress.
You'll get everything.
The standard thing that literally both of the other biggins are doing.
Well, they're also charging way less for this, so I wouldn't be surprised if the service is less for that too.
I mean,
honestly, $20, I could care less if they give free stuff for it or not. That's fine by me.
Yeah, I just I'm interested, and I feel like September we are going to find
$25.
Well,
yeah, right.
Gotta include that Pokebank.
Yep.
I'm telling you guys, September is a thing. There is a game coming out in September. I don't know what it is. I personally think it could be Pokemon.
I think this begets another discussion here. Mm-hmm. This brings up another discussion. Which Eldrazi Titan is Reggie Fils-Aimé represented by?
What is Emrakul's general called? I forget.
I think he's Ulamog.
Sorry, that's not how you correctly answer a question.
No,
on Jeopardy.
he's not. Wait,
you said the what is, but you didn't answer correctly.
When is this? Okay, we're moving on from the bad jokes.
Anyway, more evidence for Pokemon as a 2018 release. What do you guys think? I think it's coming out this year. I just said I think it's going to come out in September.
Take your time with it,
I don't have any doubts that it's going to be coming out.
It's been in production for at least a year and a half now.
I mean, I'm glad that it's been in production.
Pokemon games don't take that long to make. That's why we got a yearly release starting with Black and White. So
right, but this is a different kind of beast. This is a whole new thing, built from the ground up on a new system. I'm expecting it to be a lot.
Well, they went from the DS to the 3DS, and they've made games.
There wasn't a huge jump there, though.
Yeah.
When you look at the first game to come out on the 3DS for it, and then you look at where we are now, it's just a huge difference.
Yep.
I don't think it's big enough different because they're stylized. I don't think it's gonna be as big of a difference as people think. I think
we'll see.
We'll see
what makes you buy a Switch. If it makes you buy a Switch, then we'll know. If it doesn't,
probably make the same Switch that Tales of Xillia made from Tales. Well, nobody's not gonna know what that means. It's gonna make the kind of Switch that between.
Here's all I know is Pokemon has always been and will forever be, with Mario and Zelda, as Nintendo's trump card. The one thing that they play and say, bam, this is it. You've got our attention. We want that. And
there's also Smash Bros.
Yeah, Smash Bros. But that's because it combines all those favorite series, you know. But that's another thing too. Maybe back to the Nintendo Online service. Maybe we get Smash in September.
Maybe you're right.
I'm fine with that. I doubt it.
Just give me Shovel Knight and Shantae for Smash, and I'll be happy. Because then I actually get a Shantae amiibo, and I can beat people with Shovel. I want it. Give me.
Yeah.
Shovel Knight.
All I gotta say.
Bury the competition.
All I gotta say.
That could actually be the title card for Challenging
Here's the evidence that we have for Pokemon possibly in 2018.
Yeah.
And that is, I don't know if you know this, but it has been announced that it is currently. Well, actually, officially, it hasn't been announced, but unofficially, on the job posting, they are looking for people in Europe to help localize a Pokemon game and translate it this year.
Again, I don't...
To me, and by the way, there's 6 months contracts, they start in April.
Yeah.
So, let's do the math here. April to May, June, July, August, September. That's 5 months.
Finishing
October
localization does
would
not
be 6 months.
Finishing localization does not include all of the effort that goes into producing the actual product, meaning the cartridge. So I would say November, not September.
Maybe.
That would be my honest guess.
But I think it is
If
coming
it
in
comes out this
2018.
year
Regardless, it's coming in 2018.
I really don't know. Like, honestly,
what else does
really
Nintendo have up their sleeve for 2018?
What is? We don't know because
Project Octopath Traveler.
Exactly.
We don't know what they have up their sleeve because they focused on basically making sure that we knew, hey, there are a few games that are in development. They're coming in the future. This is what's coming out this year
and that's
a little
all they
into
did.
Next year. And that's all they did.
What do we know beyond Woolly World 2 or the new Yoshi game? So that's coming out this summer-ish,
Mhm.
right? That's the latest game that we know currently that's Nintendo developed.
We know that Metroid is coming out eventually.
Right.
Metroid
but
will probably be 2019.
I would definitely take Pokemon before Metroid as far as which one's going to come out first.
I mean, probably because
again,
Metroid,
I think this is a non-story because I'm already sure that.
Here's the question.
it's kind of like
Pokemon's gonna come out.
Oh, yeah.
It's gonna come out pretty soon.
Just like Metroid's going to come out. It's not a speculation anymore. They've announced
It's gonna come out this year.
Yeah.
For sure.
I think Pokemon's coming out this year for sure.
And I honestly just don't care. Come out this year, come out next year. I'm going to buy it anyway.
Yeah, doesn't matter. And when they come out with Pokemon, they're going to sell a hell of a lot of Switches.
Well, more Switches than they currently have. I actually wonder if there's
12
going
million.
to be. I wonder if there's going to be a tipping point at some point where so many people own Switches that
Or
the big
14 million.
games.
They've got 14 million Switches.
Well, actually, I'm gonna belay that. Depends on how ugly the new Pokemon are.
It really does depend.
Okay, here's another theory I've got for you, and you guys may or may not like it.
Okay,
Mhm.
I'm interested in this.
But
one.
I think they're going to not introduce a whole lot of new Pokemon. I think they're going to fall back on another gen, and they're going to combine another gen to it.
Well, that's
Just
what they
give
did
us
with
the
Gen
Sinnoh
7.
remake.
That's what they did with Gen
Everyone
7.
would be happy with the
But-
Sinnoh remake.
But
We don't want. No, they're not going to do that.
I know they're not.
They're not
but
going to do that until
it
next
would be
year.
fine.
yeah, that'd be next year.
It
That's
would
next
be
year.
100% fine. I
At
want
the end of the
Sinnoh
day,
on the Switch.
I guarantee you, we're going to find out at E3. That's it.
Well, no doubt we're gonna find out at E3.
But here's what we probably are also going to find out at E3. Rumor mill's going around about this too. Metroid is being co-produced with Nintendo by a publisher.
Mhm.
Hasn't been announced who it was. A lot of people were speculating, oh, hey, maybe it's retro gaming because Retro Studios has... What are they making, right? And apparently Retro has been...
They're in their own thing. Yeah.
They're doing their own thing. They came out and straight up said, no, we're not doing Metroid, for the love of God, stop asking us. And they're actually working on something more innovative. I think they're actually working on Labo stuff. That makes a lot of sense to me because they said that they're working on...
If they were, it'd say in the Labo commercial that it was being produced by these.
No, not the actual titles coming out with it. I think they're going to come up with more Labo projects and games.
Maybe.
I mean,
know.
Labo is literally just a project that you build.
I think that's what Retro's working on.
Well, aside from
Either that or all new IP.
Well, no, the thing about Labo is that aside from the fact that it's, it's cardboard and you can make your own cardboard pieces, the games are also completely programmable and customizable. They don't need to make.
Yeah,
more
they just recently announced that you can just create whatever you want with Labo, basically, so long as you have the knowledge to create the actual title.
It almost teaches kids how to program.
Oh yeah, I mean it's a
Nintendo.
good idea.
It is a cool idea, but
I am on record in saying that Labo
regardless,
is an awesome idea.
And if they're not helping with Labo, they said we're not doing Metroid. So who is doing Metroid? And we can go down the list and we sit here and we speculate. Oh my gosh, who's this? But now, it's coming out of the rumor mill.
It's no longer
That
a rumor
former Lucasfilm or LucasArts employees have gone to another company over in Taiwan and Japan.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's interesting.
The head of that company is actually working in Japan on a special project in Tokyo.
Yep.
They have announced that. They said they've relocated his office from Taiwan, where this company is based out of, and it's Bandai Namco, who has a familiar relationship. I mean, they developed Smash Brothers with Nintendo.
Okay, but are we talking about
hold? I want to say that this is no longer rumor mill. This has actually been confirmed. It is being developed by Bandai Namco Singapore.
Yep.
That is 100% confirmed.
Actually,
if it is 100% confirmed,
no, this is important.
Reports.
All right. As of February 9th.
News.
Nice.
For us, for you, it'll be a week old.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yep.
It is 100% confirmed. We have that. That's happening. And that is very exciting, especially if they did, in fact, take those Lucasfilm 1313 devs to actually come and be a part of this. I think this is going to be huge. The fact that we have this gritty style Metroid game that we've all been needing and that we deserve is huge.
Well.
I think it. You said that people from LucasArts were going to be
the 1313 development team. Some of them have
1313.
gone to work specifically at Bandai Namco Singapore.
Because I was going to say, are we talking about like early 90s to mid 2000s?
We're talking about the 1313 team that got laid off.
Yeah, which would be actually.
Which, by the way,
awesome.
1313, that game looked hella awesome.
We don't know anything about it. Again,
It
I'd
would have
like to
been better
remind
than
you-
what was dropped on us this year.
Yep.
Well, I'd like to remind you, though, that Disney said that they dropped it for quality reasons. We don't know anything about that or what that means.
That is bullcrap.
No, they didn't drop it. They didn't drop it for
That's what
quality
they said.
reasons. No.
That's what
They
they
dropped
said.
it because
That's
they
not
were
why they dropped it.
rewriting. They were rewriting all of the canon, and they didn't know how this was going to fit in their story arc. So they rewrote everything. They
It seems just
decided
like
they
anything
wanted
else,
full
but-
control of story. They didn't want to jump into several projects. I don't know if you've seen this, but there's actually an image that shows that there were actually 15 working Star Wars titles at the time of the Disney acquisition that were all video games spanning over the course
That's
of
a lot,
15 years.
Actually.
And they covered the Jedi Knight series. They had games from BioWare in there.
And now it's just DICE.
But now they're working on Metroid.
Well, so we'll switch it to Star Wars now, but Bandai Namco producing Metroid, big deal. Star Wars may actually be in new hands here pretty soon. It has just been announced here lately in a EA meeting with Disney. Sources say that EA was being harshly talked to by Disney development teams, and they're not happy currently with
well,
the state.
no duh.
You think about this, right? They first had the letdown with Battlefront 1 being a lack of content
Yes.
as the vanilla game, and then a lot of people were upset that there was a season pass and a lot of
And
division.
then Battlefront 2 came out with
There was a
these
loot boxes thing. Now
shenanigans.
they bounced back from the loot box
You keep
shenanigans.
saying that, but they really didn't.
They have one of the largest player bases in a long
is
time.
I wouldn't call
untrue.
7 to 9 million out of 12 million bouncing back.
Yeah,
but
that's not bouncing back. That's
They're their highest stock of all
barely-
time.
That is
You're talking about
barely
EA overall,
recouping
that's
not-
losses.
They have other
EA
projects, ongoing
EA at
ones
its
even.
core can float it because the company is not going to
But
die
here's the
because
thing:
of one
Star
title
Wars
alone.
fans actually, Star Wars fans.
Mhm.
You're talking about gamers are upset about loot boxes. They're not. They don't care because they know that deep down, Star Wars fans will pay money for loot boxes because it's Star Wars.
I'm a Star Wars fan. I'm not going to do that.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm a Star Wars fan
You're
too,
not.
and I
You're not a
wouldn't do that.
hardcore
You're
Star
not
Wars
really.
fan.
So basically, what you're saying is,
Do you want
it's
to talk about
okay-
ships
Hold on.
for a minute?
But it's what you're saying is it's okay to exploit people if they are huge fans. Got
I'm
it.
saying that's what they're doing. Not saying it's okay. I never once said it was okay. You're changing my words. You're twisting them there. Stop.
I know.
What I am saying is this though, is that.
No, the reason I didn't like...
And it's currently fans like Battlefront 2. Whether you like it or not, they like Battlefront 2. They like
I
the
don't
new
like
development
Battlefront 2.
team that's working with DICE. They've had a change in their leadership at DICE as far as who's handling progress from here.
Also, they're
So-
re-implementing loot boxes in a couple months.
Yeah, they're doing an all cosmetic loot box system where you can completely customize your clone trooper.
I mean, that's nice,
They're
I guess.
desperate.
No, they're just trying to fund their DLC for like some way to make it to where it's free and to play for
I
anyone.
mean, I'm mostly teasing at this point, but
I
yeah.
know it's frustrating because
in
you're
a
not
recent-
taking it serious.
No, at a recent
Of course not.
investors meeting that EA held with, God, I don't remember
It was
when
just
it was.
their EA investors meeting, and they announced they're bringing back loot boxes. And
Yeah, no, they
said
announced that they were
They don't
bringing
know
it
when,
back.
but they will be bringing it back.
In
Well, we
order
already
to
knew that they were
recoup
gonna do that.
costs lost from Battlefront 2's fiasco.
Well, it's not even just the fiasco; it's the fact that they're literally making free DLC, and they have 2 years worth of content planned. Here's why they have to make 2 years worth of content for Battlefront 2.
Mhm.
Okay, the next game that was supposed to take over for Battlefront 2
Yep.
was a game, third-party action game, being developed by Amy Hennig and the studio up in Vancouver. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Talking
What?
Sledgehammer. Or not Sledgehammer.
Visceral?
Visceral. Sorry.
Yeah, no, they completely and totally destroyed a story-based. What was it?
EA shut down a story-based
Yeah.
game, a linear story-based game that a lot of fans are really looking forward to. That was the 2019 Star Wars game that was supposed to come out.
Yeah.
It was going to be announced this year. It was going to come out in 2019, and it was a Star Wars game that has now hence been scrapped, and that entire development team, including Amy Hennig, has been canned. They're on newer, better things. Hopefully. It's kind of sad because where does that leave our good old Dead Space development
Dead
team?
Space. Who the heck's talking? Dead Space is gone,
you talking about
man.
Pandemic?
Well, no. Dead Space was developed by Visceral as well.
Yeah,
They're
no.
gone.
Oh.
No,
So-
Dead Space, 3 just met some real disappointment, and they just basically said, no, we're done.
Anyway,
Even though the
it's the
end of
EA
the
cycle.
freaking
But-
Dead Space thing
Either way,
was, God, that's
Whether
frustrating.
it was justified whether it was justified as a closure
It kind of
and the
wasn't.
game sucked, or it wasn't justified and they were just like, well, we want to make money and we would rather implement loot boxes into a story, kind of like Assassin's Creed is doing, and we want it more open world or whatever. That's one thing, but either way, Disney doesn't like the fact that they're shutting down games before they even come out, because that
Yes.
means one thing: less revenue on the table, and they already screwed up Battlefront 2. So either way, Disney's upset to the point where now they are starting to consider taking away the license to Star Wars, or at least sharing it with other development teams like Ubisoft and Activision, who are actually the forefronts for the takeover if EA does in fact lose their license.
Oh, you mean like normal license holders who lend their IP out to studios who have something interesting and innovative on hand?
Yeah. Like, honestly, at this point, I don't know if it's more revenue and more, like, actual, like, what's the word I'm looking for here? Respect? No. Value of the product. Like,
I don't know.
I don't know what the word I'm looking for is. What the heck? Reputation. That's what I'm looking for. I think it's more for reputation than it is for money at this point.
Yeah, I
Because
I
there's
think
just
it's
been
for money.
there's been so much negative press. I don't think
Well, I do
Disney
think
wants
that
that.
negative press is only one side of the story, though.
I know it's only one side of the
no,
story,
Disney
but
is
that's the
kinda-
side of the story people
the
focus
media
on.
tells a completely different story to the actual sales numbers.
Well,
that we're starting to see.
No, but Disney is he makes a point though. Disney is a very
Reputable company.
Yeah, they're reputable,
they're-
and they don't like the fact
they're
that
face focused. They're
even if-
interested in how
Yeah.
their properties are
Yep.
perceived.
Absolutely.
If this is going to make Star Wars fans maybe feel a little worse towards Star Wars games,
And
that's
we
gonna be part of the
know
reason they're pulling
we
out.
know that Disney, if we're talking about Star Wars, they've already announced several live-action TV shows going to their streaming service in 2019.
Yep.
They've announced that their theme park is coming out in 2019, and it's a Star Wars theme park. It's going to be called Galaxy's Edge. It's actually canon. When you go,
the theme park is canon.
the theme park is canon. It is a
Does
planet.
that mean Earth is
It's
canon?
called Buntu. You can go
Oh,
stay
boy.
there at their hotel, which literally, to get to the hotel, they put you on a quote-unquote starship that takes you to your hotel in space.
Nice.
It's not
But-
like legitimately in space,
At
but it's a
any
fully
rate,
immersive hotel experience where
Remember-
you're staying on a cruiser.
Remember in 2004 when there was an article that came out about a hotel mogul in Las Vegas who was going to build a space hotel, and that didn't happen. Moogle.
Pronounced Moog,
Mogul.
but okay, whatever.
All I will say is Ubisoft, I'm actually okay with taking over the Star Wars license because they've actually been doing really well.
I would honestly be fine with Ubisoft or Activision taking over it, because Activision may have its own problems, but
Why
I
isn't
still
Disney one
rank
out
them
Space
at a
Hotel?
like a lesser than EA at this point.
I want Disney to do a space hotel.
I mean,
Why
it's a
aren't
good
they doing
idea.
a space hotel?
They are.
No, they're not. They're
Look,
doing it on Earth.
look.
I will show you later.
Elon Musk just launched a car into space, and Disney has more money than anybody knows.
We can
what
launch
to do
cars
with.
to space, but we can't launch people to
So
the
it's like-
amusement park in space.
I mean,
Why
we're-
can't we turn the moon into an amusement park?
I don't know.
we'll build our own amusement park with blackjack and hookers.
That was a Futurama
As a matter of-
reference.
You know what? Forget the park. Screw the whole thing.
Whoosh, Nate.
Yeah, I know.
You're always like, hey, Blake, that was a Futurama
I feel
reference.
like
You should watch
I feel like
Futurama.
Nate just
I
did.
know.
I feel like Nate just did the History Channel Aliens guy. Aliens. That's what just
If
happened.
he didn't have
What?
his hat on, I think it'd
Have
be
you
a
not
little
watched
more effective.
Futurama?
No, we have. We just he gets what I'm talking about.
I do not.
It's a
understand.
meme.
Okay.
Aliens.
I know what that is, but
Yeah,
I'm like,
you just
what?
totally pulled that. Anyway,
I pulled. Okay.
It's true.
I'm
It's
not
true.
gonna. I'm not gonna question it. I'm not gonna question it.
all right.
You did
well,
the pose.
Go ahead and talk about the giveaway, I guess.
Yeah, giveaway. So,
Giveaway. Can I join?
first off, if you guys
Yeah, we'll
actually
give
want
you
to
away, man.
see,
We're here for our next subscriber is very special. You will get a free Blake hand delivered to you by carrier pigeon.
I don't know if the pigeon can carry him.
How many carrier pigeons?
No, one carrier pigeon.
Wait,
They're hardy.
A
They can lift
squadron
you.
of tactical
Does anybody
carrier
know?
pigeons
Man,
with
it's the
machine
most
guns
secure
mounted.
way to contact people. That's not a lie.
Anyway,
What is the lift capacity of one carrier pigeon, and how many would it
How
take
many
to lift
I don't
coconuts
know, let
can
me
be
find
carried
out.
by an unladen swallow?
Well, it'd be a laden swallow if it's carrying it.
it's about 20.
About 20 unladen swallows.
I'd say about
Wait,
50.
hold
20
on.
laden swallows.
20 laden swallows.
Yeah, 21. I'm sorry,
You're
my
just
math
typing
is slightly off.
42 over and over
all
again.
you're doing, you're not even typing random numbers.
It's
It's
42.
my,
Look,
it's my
here,
mathematical
hold
equation.
on, wait, no. Here's my mathematical equation. You ready?
Whoa, dude, that's
Hey,
advanced.
there.
You actually put
Look at that
You
nonsense.
put a plus and equal sign.
How did you
next
get
to
that graph to show up?
it. That's
Man,
pretty amazing.
I'm a wizard. Tell them about the dang thing so we can go and get you some hamburgers.
All right. So,
I like
if
hamburgers.
you guys actually want to see what our giveaway is every month, I actually am doing a lot with our Instagram channel, including actually showing the giveaway in a picture, so you guys want to check it out. But today, let's see what it is. Blake, get the drawing bag. Go get the bag.
Go get it.
Go, boy.
Go get
Go.
it, boy. You got
Go,
it.
boy.
You dropped your phone.
He did. All right, so last month we gave away a
Thanks.
What?
Legend of Zelda puzzle and a Call of Duty journal.
Yep.
What do we want to give away this time?
I don't
Here are
know.
these bags.
How about...
Okay, I'm definitely giving away this as a small add-in.
Let's see what
here
green
you
is
go.
first.
Here's a nice one that's semi-relevant.
Oh yeah, that's
Hey, look at-
pretty cool.
look at
What
this.
else?
This
What else we got?
is relevant. Always relevant.
Always relevant. One more thing.
Who the heck is this?
No, we're not giving away that.
What the heck is this?
That's actually not.
Was this
I
already on the
actually
giveaway?
don't... Oh,
list?
right.
Or
That one's going on the giveaway. Let's do this. Let's do this.
Okay, that's fine.
Ready? We are
What?
going to give away that Blake just had in his hand.
this here mistake,
Yeah.
the indie game.
All right.
On Steam.
So, what we're going to give away to you guys is actually quite a lot of value this month. We're giving away a really dope router.
Scouter.
Or scouter.
Scouter.
Why did I say router? I
Yeah,
have
you
internet
did.
on the brain.
Vegeta, what does the router say about his internet speed?
It's over 9,000 megabits per
What,
second.
9,000?
Megabits per second. Okay, anyway, so what we
Negabit? What the heck is a negabit?
I said megabit.
Megabit. It's the it's a reverse.
It's a reverse
It's the
bit.
evil arch nemesis of a megabit.
We're gonna give away a scouter for the love of God.
It's draining him of bits.
Yeah,
yes,
so
it's my evil megabits.
If you wanna feel like Vegeta or Frieza and you wanna have a really cool scouter, this one's actually green. And you can
pretty
wear
good.
it,
I think
and
that-
you can wear it
Oh,
to a
that's
con,
good.
and it's pretty dope.
You can
So,
also
Doing that as a giveaway.
small modifications.
We also
you
got
can
a
use
little-
it to be
a
Star
little-
Fox cosplay.
We got a little tiny cappy pin, just for you to like put in
Yeah.
your lapel or
You
something.
guys
You know.
like Mario Odyssey, right? Everyone loved Mario Odyssey. Well, we have a exclusive Cappy pin from the con last year.
Finish it
that
so I
you
can
can
borrow it
have-
from you. Dang you!
Huh?
Finish it so I can borrow it from you.
Oh yeah, I forgot. And then lastly, I'm gonna give away a Kate Diaz Gears of War 4 figure.
Kate Diaz.
Okay.
Kate Diaz.
Oh.
Kate Diaz. None of us have played Gears of War.
Yeah. If you're a Gears of War fan, it's pretty cool.
She's only.
I mean,
in
honestly,
4, right?
I'm just all in on this giveaway because of the Scouter.
I wasn't sure if this had pupils at first.
I think
Yep.
she's only in 4, right? She's a
Now,
character
what I will
exclusive
say
that- or doing that.
is our first giveaway for the giveaway stream on March 31st is actually going to be a Steam game, The Marvelous Mistake. I'm going to go ahead and post that on the Instagram as well. It's a $20
Yeah.
value. We're going to give that away on our giveaway stream March 31st. So, yeah.
Yeah.
If you want a chance to win that, make sure you check that out. But all you have to do to enter this month's giveaway for the router and the Gears of War figure and the Cappy pin is click that link below, fill out the information, make sure you guys are subscribed to our channel. You must be a subscriber to win. And then we will do a random drawing at the end of March. And this will also probably be given out. Or actually, it won't be at the end of March. It'll be like middle of March. And we will contact the winner and let them know who won. So yeah, you guys want to see pictures of what we're giving away? Check it out on Instagram.
Yeah.
It is at InfoArcade. And we post a lot of other fun stuff there too. Some behind the scenes
man.
stuff.
It's real good stuff, man.
Yeah, it's good.
Good stuff.
Anyway, well, I think
Stuff good.
that has been the February podcast. Thank you guys so much for joining. Make sure, again, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and share it with your friends. The more subscribers we have on March 31st, the better the giveaways, and the more giveaways we're going to have during the giveaway stream.
Well, thanks, guys. I'll be sure to like, subscribe, and comment on
Yeah.
your videos.
Oh yeah, totally.
Absolutely.